Many people have big dreams, but only a handful ever turn those dreams into reality. This is the story of a young man named Adrian, a boy overflowing with ambition but held back by one silent, powerful enemy: his own laziness. Among his friends, Adrian was known as the big dreamer. He was always talking about the successful life he was going to build. He spoke with passion about owning his own business, buying a beautiful house, and traveling to every corner of the world. But his actions told a different story. Every morning, the sun would rise long before he did. His first hours were spent aimlessly scrolling on his phone, lost in a digital world of distraction. He would make detailed plans, but never take the first step. He had clear goals, but remained completely still. His life was a canvas full of brilliant ideas, but empty of any real action. One sunny afternoon, everything started to change. Adrian went to visit his grandfather, a wise and gentle man who lived a quiet, simple life in the countryside. The moment Adrian walked through the door, his grandfather gestured toward an old, rusty water pump standing in the yard. "Do you see that pump?" he asked, his eyes twinkling. "When I was your age, that very pump taught me the greatest lesson of my life." Adrian couldn't help but chuckle. "A pump taught you a lesson?" he asked, a hint of disbelief in his voice. His grandfather simply smiled. "Yes," he said calmly, "and I believe it will teach you one, too. Come with me." Together, they walked outside into the warm afternoon sun. The pump looked even older up close, covered in rust and seemingly forgotten. His grandfather instructed him to start pumping. Adrian grabbed the cold, stiff handle and pulled it down once. Nothing happened. He tried a second time. Still nothing. He pulled again and again, his initial enthusiasm quickly fading. Several minutes passed, but not a single drop of water emerged. Frustrated, Adrian stopped and let go of the handle. "See? It's broken," he said, breathing heavily. His grandfather slowly shook his head. "No," he replied softly. "You just stopped too early. Keep pumping." Reluctantly, Adrian grabbed the handle again and continued. His arms began to ache, and sweat started to drip from his forehead. The rhythmic squeak of the pump was the only sound. Still, there was no water. "This is completely pointless," he exclaimed, ready to give up for good. His grandfather stepped closer and whispered, "Success works the same way." Adrian paused, his tired arms still holding the handle. The old man continued, his voice steady and calm. "When you start something new, you almost never see results right away. The problem is, most people quit right before the water is about to flow." Just as he finished speaking those words, a small, weak trickle of water sputtered from the spout. Adrian's eyes widened. He pumped again, with a new surge of energy. The trickle became a steady stream, and then a powerful gush of clear, cold water poured out, splashing onto the dry ground below. Adrian stared in utter shock, catching his breath. His grandfather looked at him with a knowing gaze. "See, the pump wasn't broken. You were just impatient. Ambition without discipline is like pumping the handle once and expecting a flood of water." They sat together on a weathered wooden bench as Adrian quietly reflected on what had just happened. "Dreams are easy," his grandfather said, breaking the silence. "Making plans is easy. Talking about your goals is the easiest thing in the world. But discipline is hard. It's demanding. Yet, it is the only bridge that will ever connect your ambition to your success." The words hit Adrian like a physical blow. A painful sting of recognition settled in his chest. For the very first time, he understood, with absolute clarity, the problem wasn't his circumstances. It wasn't bad luck. The problem was him. The very next morning, something inside Adrian had shifted. He woke up before the sun painted the sky, his mind clear and focused. He didn't reach for his phone. He didn't bargain with himself, saying, "I'll start later." He took action. The steps were small, almost insignificant at first, but they were consistent. Day after day, he showed up and put in the work. Just like with the old water pump, nothing seemed to happen at first. There was no instant success, no immediate results, no obvious signs of progress. It was discouraging, but he kept hearing his grandfather's words echoing in his mind. Most people quit right before the water begins to flow. So he kept going, he kept pumping, and slowly, almost imperceptibly, things began to change. His skills started to sharpen. His confidence began to build, brick by brick. New opportunities, ones he never would have noticed before, started to appear. People began to take notice of his dedication and his growing expertise. The water had finally, after all that effort, started to flow. So many of us are just like Adrian. We dream big. We imagine a better future. We create elaborate plans, but then we fail to act. We wait for a sudden burst of motivation. We wait for the perfect time to start. We wait for some sign of a positive result before we're willing to commit to the effort. But life simply doesn't work that way. Results only come after consistent, unglamorous effort. Success is the child of discipline. The water will only ever flow after you pump the handle and keep on pumping, even when your arms are tired and you see no progress. So if you feel ambitious but find yourself trapped by inaction, remember the lesson of the old water pump. Your success is not as far away as you think. It might be waiting for you, just one more push away. Don't quit now. Keep pumping. Your breakthrough is coming. Thanks for watching, and if this story resonated with you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.